I ask her, well, how long you been a Muslim? Was you born a Muslim? I was in this, I was in one of the Muslim stores the other day with my daughter. I got a 15-year-old, she'd be 16. She's reminding me that she's 15 and a half now. She can drive. She wants her driver's license. But and she's tall. And my son, and they're mixed. Like I said, their mother's French-born Algerian. So the man asked me, said, he asked me, were you born Muslim? And I said, yeah, and I said, well, why do you ask? And I got a little offended, he said, well, I mean, did you he asked me, was I a convert? Are you a convert or were you born Muslim? And I said, why? And I didn't say yes or no. I said, what do you mean? Then he said, well, some people, they come. I said, well, what does that got to do with anything? Because there are a lot of folks who will really take offense to that.
Mm-hmm.
What does it make a difference if I'm a convert or not? Why you ask that? Do you mean I'm not as much a Muslim as you are or something when you say that? Or why do you even need to know? What's the basis for that? Right. So that's what I said. So seeing the person the right way, I think that's the first step.
Holistically, seeing the whole person.
Seeing the whole person. I think that's the proper approach in just about anything you're going to do. Because that's me in a nutshell. Because I try to see the person, the whole person. That's why I can deal with that kleptomaniac who's a drug addict, and he got all those problems. Because I try to look past that and say, well, he's still a person. He's still Muslim, or he's a person. He wants to do right. I think he's really struggling with doing right and wanting to do right. It's just, it's overpowering him, And so I think that's the first, I think that's what has to happen first. You have to see the person correctly, or try to put yourself in that person's shoes,
So last thing, anything you want to add regarding mental health and this specific community that you work with? Or at all?
Well, I think I'll just elaborate on that last statement about there's the caption or the ayat in Surah Hujr, I believe it is, where it says, I made you nations and tribes so that you come to know each other, and then of course Yusuf Ali has in parentheses there, and that you not despise each other. And so basically, I guess I'm saying the same thing. We have to start, seeing how we can learn from each other, benefit from each other. I mentioned that Juma, where Allah says in the Quran that He didn't create jinn nor men except that they serve Him. And so I said that if you read that, I said that ayat would go over everybody's head. He didn't say He created men and jinn. He said jinn and men. I said, here's a statement in the Quran where Allah puts jinn and men in the same statement, and they have the same purpose at the end. I mean, I created both of them. I said, and then when you ask the question, okay, now being that Allah doesn't need anything from anyone, how do you serve? If He created you to serve Him, or they say by my ibadah, for His worship, then how do you do something, or how do you serve something that needs nothing? How do you do that? And so I said, when you go and look at all the other species in the earth, I said, when you look at bees are taking care of bee business. I said, ants are taking care of ant business. I said, the gazelles, they're taking care of gazelle business. The elephants, they're taking care of elephant business. I said, they're serving the best interests of themselves in the form that God created them in. I said, we don't serve Allah, we serve each other. We serve the best, what is in the best interest of humanity. That's how we serve Allah. We don't serve Allah because Allah ain't going to get bigger, stronger, muscles ain't going to get pumped up because you're doing it. No, I said, when we're serving Allah, we're serving the best interest of advancing the human race. Like everything else does naturally. We have to do it consciously. Yeah. We have to be about the business of solidifying, promoting, perpetuating human life. Yeah. I said, if we're doing that, then we're serving Allah. If we're not doing that, we're not serving Allah. It's just that simple. And he says, jinn and men. I said, because the jinn, no matter what you say, it's not a spirit. That's the jinn in you. The jinn is that free spirit that wants to do whatever it wants to do with disregarding the will of Allah. So that's what jinn is, It's not it's a spirit. No, it's not. It's not just a spirit. Yeah, it is the spirit to do that. Mm-hmm. But it's not an invisible person. Yeah. It's a visible person. And so if you're acting outside of the will of Allah, that's jinn. And if you're acting within it, that's man. And Allah says I don't want you to act outside of that. I want you to act inside it. So I created both of you for this purpose. Those two aspects of you, because those are two dynamics within a person that are working, sometimes clashing. The purpose is to advance the life that I gave you, advance the circumstances that I gave you, that I put you in. If you can do that, it's a piece of cake. Khalas.
Nice, well said. All right, let me turn this off.
And you're working on